Cool.
Okay. What's up, everybody? What's everybody? What's up, everybody?
Who is up and why is everybody?
And welcome to the Cryptid Files again.
Yeah, we're back at it with more Cryptid Files.
Yeah. So how have you been, Charlie? It's been a week, man. The last time I saw you was the Halloween special. And then Halloween, obviously.
And then, Halloween, I saw you too. But yeah, no, it's been good. Life has been lifing, slowly and agonizingly. And, we're making our way downtown, walking fast.
Drinking crown, gonna fall down.
Yeah.
So,
pretty much.
We got our first gift.
Yeah.
From a friend of mine. We have these wonderful misfortune cookies.
Yeah.
See that right there in the camera.
They're like fortune, but miss.
And they're mean. So we're gonna open these up on the stream first to get things started and see what these cookies have to say about our lives.
Okay.
I'm gonna dig into this one. Remember, open it before you eat it. Yogurt said so.
Open it before you eat it? Do I read it before I eat it?
Oh, cool. Look at this. So they're black. They're just like evil looking.
Spooky fortune cookies.
Spooky
they're
fortune
sticky too.
Alright, here we go. Alright, mine says...
Why is mine so stale?
Why do you want more bad news?
No. Mine says... Damn, sounds like this I wish I could read. You won't have to wait until the next Friday the 13th for a dose of misfortune. I kind of wanted something that said that
I don't want anyone to tell me to eat shit.
Like, you're not going to be able to say words with more than 3 syllables. Because that would be terrible.
They do kind of taste like crap, though.
It's kind of garbage. This
like...
may be the worst fortune cookie I have ever tried.
This tastes like a communion wafer.
I don't even think I could eat the entire fortune cookie. It tastes like cardboard.
It does.
It's terrible.
I'm waiting for it to get better. I don't think it's going to get better.
It's not getting better.
Nom, 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 nom.
Mojo cheese stacks. Wait for it. Enjoy.
Wait for it. Is it going to get worse?
It tastes bad. It's just bad. That's just not good.
They're probably going to give us diarrhea. That's what it is.
Oh my god.
Carrie, if you gave us diarrhea, I want you to know your next drink at the bar is going to be in a glass.
Horrible fortune cookie.
But it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I wish the misfortune was a little bit more misfortune-y.
Yeah.
Like your shoes are going to give you foot fungus,
Your fungus is going to give you foot shoes.
Yeah, your fungus is going to give you foot shoes? That'd be terrible.
Well, alright. So this week, we're diving into Mothman.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody knows the Mothman.
Notice anything weird yet? Is it supposed to get weird?
Is it supposed to be weird?
Oh, my tongue is black!
Your tongue's black!
Let me see yours. Your tongue's not black.
No, I only took a little bite.
Is my tongue black or is it just the lighting?
No, your tongue's black.
Fuck yeah, my tongue's black.
Your tongue's definitely black.
Eat more, make your tongue black.
No.
Is it supposed to get weirder than that? I'm like scared now. Is my fucking nipple gonna fall off? What'd you do to me, Carrie?
That was it. That was okay. It. Wow, you're funny. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Okay.
But
we're digging into Mothman.
Yeah.
So Mothman is one of the most well-known cryptids. He's like right up there with Bigfoot, the Jersey Devil, Nessie. Like he's one of the big 4, maybe big 5 if you count Chupacabra, because everybody knows about that one.
Yeah.
And big 6 because of the
Wampanoag.
Yeti. And the Wampanoag, number 7.
Yeah, everyone knows.
Okay, he's one of the big guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna dig into
not one of the little guys.
The one and only, the Mothman, who right off the bat is a total misnomer.
Yeah.
There's like, other than the red, like there's nothing mothy about the Mothman. He is described as this big, gray, bipedal thing with bat wings, not even moth wings. Sometimes feathered wings, still not even moth wings.
Yeah.
And he's got these big glowing red eyes. So some depictions have him with arms, with claws. Some depictions have him totally armless. It's just legs and wings. Yeah. Some depictions have him with no head, and it's just eyes in like a chest with wings coming out of him.
The thing with Mothman, no one's really gotten a good look at him either. And I think part of the Mothman thing is like he only comes out at night. Right?
Yes.
Like you only really see moths at night, flying around a light or something like that.
True.
So that might be a little bit where the name's tied to.
And so the big thing about Mothman, he was first sighted in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. He's been sighted all over the country since and before, but the big thing is Point Pleasant. That's like that was like his home ground. And the problem with Mothman He was only primarily active for like a year.
Yeah, no, it was like 66 to 67, right?
Yeah,
And
that's about it.
Yeah, and it was the only, which makes it almost a little bit more believable too, for the fact that, you know, there was a wild thing that existed for this year in Point Pleasant.
Right.
That people have, multiple people have seen.
Right.
You know.
Like, it wasn't this widespread but again, there's also like, I totally lost my train of thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you should start getting on better trains then and start to think more.
So, one possible, like, what do you call it? Origin of the Mothman. They say that there was an Indian chief, a Shawnee chief, fighting the British in 1774.
Yeah.
On the land that now became Point Pleasant.
Yeah.
And he's fighting the British there, and he dies. And as he's dying, he curses the land. And some people speculate that Mothman, because he's sighted so primarily there, even though it took 200 years for him to show up almost, that Mothman is the result of that curse. And that maybe he had been around for so long and we just weren't seeing him or documenting him because, you know, the 1700s didn't really have that much. So that's just one origin. That's the only origin that we have possibly for Mothman.
Yeah.
He just kind of showed up.
He did. He just kind of popped, but he popped up in the 60s though.
Right.
So.
And everyone's doing psychedelics.
Yeah. And, but no, I think it was Philadelphia that just started running into the Delaware River and poisoned West Virginia. And now we have Mothman.
Well, Point Pleasant is an industrial town.
Yeah.
So during World War II, they had these things, they call them igloos, out in the woods there that they stored TNT and explosives and ammunition and all this stuff there.
Yeah.
A lot of power plants and a lot of other stuff with a lot of like toxic waste and things that would like seep into the water and everything there. So it's like they're considered like a natural disaster town, like because of all this nasty shit that's like ruined their environment, or environmental disaster, not natural.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not very natural.
So there's a possibility that Mothman's mutated something from all of this runoff and gross shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the other possible origin of Mothman, where it could have come from.
Let's talk about the sightings of Mothman for a little bit. So we did say, 60s. It was like 66, I think, was the first recorded sighting, and it was I believe it was some. It was like two people driving a car, right?
Yeah, it was two couples.
Two couples driving in a car. And they saw this giant thing. It was was it in front of their car or
just kind of chilling on the side of the road?
Just kind of chilling on the side of the road, and they saw these giant glowing red eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of captivated. They said it was almost like hypnotic.
Yeah.
When they were looking at the creature's eyes, so they weren't really able to give like a very good description. But they said they got in their car and they drove, and the thing followed them all the way up to like the city lines.
Yeah.
So they went to the police. They reported this. It was like a big deal. And then after that incident, multiple people reported seeing the same exact thing in the same area.
Yes.
But they all gave very similar descriptions, where it was red eyes, glowing red eyes, wings.
Right, gray body, skinny, tall.
And it was all at night. The only time they've seen it was at night. There wasn't any daytime that I saw.
Right.
That it was daytime viewing or sightings of it. So, pretty interesting.
Yeah, he's said to be about 7 feet tall. He's got almost a 9-foot wingspan. Like, he's a scary motherfucker.
Yeah. Like a muscular giant Mothman.
Yeah.
But
he's not even moth. That's the thing.
He's not a moth.
He's not even a moth. He's got bat
moth,
wings.
Yeah.
Like, in almost all of them. And sometimes feathery wings. So, like, it's such a misnomer that they were just kind of like, it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the one thing about him, too, apparently anyone that sees him is just full of dread. Like, he doesn't attack anybody.
Yeah.
He kind of follows you around and shows up, but most of the time, most of the sightings are him, like, he's there, and he's gone. He's there, or he's gone.
And you're, like, paralyzed with fear.
Right. He just causes, like, this just overwhelming fear and nausea and terror that you just, like, darn, that probably sticks with you forever, man.
I'm sure. If I saw a 7-foot creature with glowing red eyes and giant wings in West Virginia, I'd be like, wow, this is the end.
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
I'd probably be like, this is the end of life.
Now, the biggest Mothman encounter and, like, what he's most known for is the Silver Bridge collapse.
Yes.
So this was a bridge that connects, I think, West Virginia to Ohio?
Yeah.
Am I getting that right?
I think so.
I believe.
You want me to look it up?
Fact check me real quick.
Fact
but I
check.
believe it's West Virginia and Ohio.
Point Pleasant, West Virginia to Gallipolis, Ohio.
There it is. It was Ohio. I was right about something.
Gallipolis. Yeah, Gallipolis.
And it was around Christmas time. And everyone says that they saw Mothman. And then all of a sudden that bridge fucking into the water. And I believe it was 46 people died in the collapse. And they believe that Mothman was there to warn everybody that it was happening. But yeah, so they not blame, but they think that Mothman was trying to warn everybody, or was just kind of like the harbinger of doom. That here he is, and then all of a sudden, bam.
And he kind of disappeared after that.
That was like the last like real sighting.
I wonder if he was living under the bridge. You know?
But they built a new one. Why didn't he just move into the new one?
Wait, maybe he died in the bridge collapse.
You know? Okay.
Fair enough. Living. He's a Mothman. You know, he's flying. He probably was like, I don't know. He had bat wings though, so he's probably like roosted. I don't know what the bats roost, right? They hang upside down.
I don't consider it roosting. I think it's like
let's
building
call
a
it
bird
roosting.
nest.
It's called roosting now.
They chill. They swing.
Yeah, roost. So he was roosting under the bridge when it collapsed, and he probably drowned. I don't know.
Well, there still has been sightings all around the country, but they're super sporadic.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like somebody somewhere every once in a while is like, I saw the Mothman.
Yeah.
So, like, my friend Andy that I work with at the bar actually told me yesterday that he's pretty sure he's seen the Mothman in on his way up to, I think he said Bethel in New York, in the back roads in New York. He was like, I know I saw it. He goes, it was there. So, there's still people that see it to today. It's just not as widespread and as huge anymore.
Yeah.
But he's still around. And I mean, all this led John Keel, who was a reporter, I believe, in New York, in Manhattan, to go down to Point Pleasant, and he wrote a book called The Mothman Prophecies, which was this like nonfiction, almost an account, of everything that happened, and that became a movie in 2002, which was a little bit more fictionalized and like fantasticized, made entertaining. But the Mothman, even though it was only a year, like started a craze, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Mothman. Now you've got Mothman horror movies. You've got Mothman is an enemy in Fallout 76. Like he's a thing, you know. Even though he just kind of like popped in and popped out.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
It is pretty wild how something that was really only around for a year. I mean, obviously more than that now. Like we know that like there's sightings all over the place, but for like a strong year and one general location, that it made such an impact on culture to, you know, be like, wow, let's just involve him in everything.
Now, every September, Point Pleasant, West Virginia holds the Mothman Festival.
We should go.
We absolutely should go. We should take a DNR Cryptid
DNR
Files,
Cryptid
DNR
Files.
Paranormal trip to the Mothman Festival. It's in September, dude. We got about a year. We got almost a year to prepare. There's a Mothman museum. There's a statue of Mothman right there in the center of town. Yeah. And he does look like a bug man in that statue. Like he's creepy. Yeah. He's got like these weird butterfly wings that have holes.
We gotta make him look like a Mothman if you're gonna make a Mothman. If no one's really seen him and his name Mothman, you know, you gotta like make him.
But yeah, this Mothman Festival. They
make him as
food.
They've
got vendors. They have food. There's live music. People dress up as Mothman. People dress up as lamps. Like it's just like a wild party, almost like a lunar fair plus. Yeah. So I think, dude, we definitely need to get DNR.
No, yeah, definitely. We'll go down there.
We gotta get out there.
Talk about some Mothman shit.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Man, Moth.
You got any more Mothman research and trivia that you know?
The thing about Mothman is there's not much on Mothman.
That's true.
That's
the shitty part.
He's what he is. You know, it's more of like as real as it may have been for that time period. He definitely evolved into kind of just like this popular like fiction character that we know. So like we have the Mothman from Fallout. We have Mothman from
Mothman Prophecies,
from
the Mothman horror movies.
Yeah, Mothman convention, Mothman statue. You know, none of these things probably actually looked anything like what people actually saw, because all they saw was red eyes and wings.
True, and even the 3 books that I have with cryptids and monsters and things in them, because I'm a loser. Yeah. Every single picture of Mothman between the 3 books is wildly different. Yeah. So there's no definitive Mothman.
The most accurate description of Mothman has been glowing red eyes and a dark shadow. Yeah. You know?
And wings. Some kind of wings.
Yeah. Well, I know
And the cool thing that everyone gets that what do you call it, is the same across every single account is that he flies without flapping his wings. He just opens them and shoots straight up like a jet.
Yeah.
Like, and then he just, like, doop, and he goes this way. You know what I mean? Like, there is no, like, he doesn't flap, he doesn't take off. He just goes whoosh, and he's up. You know what I mean? Which is honestly terrifying.
Yeah. I did see a description of his eyes that I thought was pretty cool. They said it looks similar to bicycle reflectors.
Oh.
So, like, when he shined a light on it, it was just, like, a bright, glowing, like, reflection of it. Yeah. So... But that was what captivates everybody, I guess, when you see him.
Yeah, I mean, that's terrifying.
Like, you're just stuck into his eyes. And
like a deer in headlights, but, like, it's a...
It's giant Mothman.
Giant Mothman.
Yeah.
Charlie, do you think you could fight Mothman?
Yes. 100%.
You think so?
I could take Mothman.
I don't think you could take Mothman.
I could take Mothman because it's not confirmed whether or not he has arms. So...
Well, his feet.
Is that confirmed?
Yes.
They've seen his feet?
Yes.
What do his feet look like?
Feet.
Tell me what his feet look like.
Gray and feety.
He's got regular gray feet. Man with gray feet.
He's got gray feet.
I could step on those feet and punch him because he doesn't have any arms. I'd stand on his feet.
Well, it's not confirmed he doesn't have arms.
And keep punching. Well, I'm going to take my bets that he don't have arms, you know?
He's got wings. He can hit you with those.
He doesn't move them.
He opens them.
He opens them. When he's just revealing himself, getting ready for some punches, he's going to be like a flying punching bag.
Well, he can stand in front of you with it, open them real fast and throw you away.
This would be my attack. I would close my eyes. So
I was going to say, what do you do about when you see him?
Yeah, I would close my eyes. I would use my sense of depth with sonar capabilities that I definitely have. I'd go... And I could tell the distance from how far Mothman is from me. Walk up to him, give him a good punch, you know? Because one punch knockout, bro, totally. No, but... But yeah, no, I think I could defend myself against Mothman, definitely. Because he hasn't been known to hurt anybody.
Okay, fair point.
He's never hurt anyone.
Fair point.
And he seems to want to escape, which makes me think of him as more of a prey animal than a predator, right?
Right.
Because his instinct is to go away.
Right.
So, just like I think I could take a deer, you know, I could probably take a Mothman, even though he's 7 foot tall.
With a 9-foot wingspan.
Yeah.
Which begs, if he's got 9-foot wings, if he does have arms, you know, he's probably got hell of a reach, dude.
I doubt it.
So, okay.
I doubt he has arms.
Your arms, primarily from fingertip to fingertip, are about the same height as your body. So, they're about, you know.
What if he's like T-Rex? T-Rex arms. We don't know.
That's a good point. Okay, that's fair. That is a cryptid. I'm using human logic.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't think you can fight Mothman.
Yeah, I think I could. And, you know, some people just aren't built for fighting Mothman. You might be one of those people.
Remember, this has got to be hand-to-hand. You're not allowed to use weapons.
You can always use weapons.
You're not allowed to use weapons.
I can always use
This
weapons.
is just straight grit.
Yeah. So if I find a stick, I can't hit him with a stick?
Okay, you can hit him with a stick if you
Can I
find
hit him with
a
a
stick.
rock?
You can't bring a weapon.
Can I bring a stick?
No.
If I know I'm going to fight Mothman. So I have to fight him in the environment of my choosing?
No. You have to fight him in the environment that he shows up in.
The woods of Point Pleasant.
You're just walking around in Point Pleasant.
Lots
There's
of
Mothman.
sticks.
You got to find the stick while you fight him. You can't be like, I'm going to go find Mothman and chase him down with a stick.
If I'm going to fight Mothman, alright? If I know I'm going to fight Mothman and I'm showing up to Point Pleasant to fight Mothman, then I am bringing a stick. I'm bringing a damn stick with me.
It's supposed to be like random encounter. He just shows up. You think you could take him?
I always have a stick on me.
No, you...
I do. 100%. Let me see. Here's a trumpet. I'd beat him with a trumpet. If Mothman showed up right now, he'd be done for. Yeah. No, I could take him 100%.
Okay. All right.
Could you take Mothman?
I couldn't take Mothman.
That's the difference between me and you.
Just because I'm honest.
Honestly, losing a fight against Mothman. We get it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now let's give him a rating. I think it's time. Time to tell the world what we truly think of Mothman. So, I'll let you go first. We always rate him on a 3-fold scale. How cool he is. How unique he is.
You could do 1 point and a quarter.
I fucking hate you.
You could do 1 point and a quarter, or a half, or 3/4, but you can't do 0.2 if you want, even though it's a perfectly normal scale. Like I couldn't say 3.1.
No, you can't. Yeah, Jesus Christ. You have no idea how convoluted that makes my job in the tier list.
Yeah. Going to the fact I don't try can punch a bird, I think he can be anything. He can't be anything. Wait,
See, Matt agrees with me.
Hold on. You think I can't punch a bird?
Nope.
All right, that's it. We're going to do an ostrich farm. I'm going to punch an ostrich. I could do that. Boy.
You probably might be able to.
Yeah.
They don't fly.
So?
God damn it. All right. So we're gonna rate Mothman based off how cool he is, how unique he is, and whether or not we think he's real. How realistic and the possibility of him existing is. Yeah. So Charlie, where do you stand on how cool Mothman is?
How cool Mothman is. He's pretty cool. I like how little we know about Mothman. Every time people have seen Mothman, right? It's always just been glowing red eyes, tall with wings, right? And there's not much that we know about besides that.
Right.
So it's kind of realistic in a sense. Because a lot of these cryptids, we have all this information on, but don't have much recorded, right? Like the squonk.
Right.
Right? We know that they dissolve and they're like, all kinds of like wild facts about the squonk.
Right.
Which is cool. But it almost makes it a little bit less believable in a sense.
Right.
But Mothman, it's like, wow, this might be an actual thing. So the cool factor is kind of up there. I like how he's also terrifying. So I'm going to give him a 4.25.
4.25 for how cool he is?
4.25.
Okay. I agree with you. I like just it's hard to say it it's not like he's got a design, but the overall design of Mothman that everyone kind of comes up with together collectively that everyone has seen is just pretty vague, but it's neat.
Yeah.
Like gray skin, muscular body, arms are not. He's got these huge wings.
Yeah. He's
got these glowing red eyes. Like sometimes he's got antenna, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he's got a head, sometimes he's just a chest. But either way, it's still this gray mass, big wings, muscles, and those scary eyes. Yeah. So like, that's just a neat concept. That's just a cool thing that I don't know, seems pretty sweet. So I think I'm gonna give him. For me, I'm giving him an even 4 on the cool scale.
Okay.
I think he's pretty cool. So what do you think about the uniqueness? How different is he from other cryptids that we have covered or know about?
Okay. Very unique, I'd say. It's gonna sound weird, but he kind of reminds me of a Jersey Devil almost.
In that kind of localized, he's just from here, he just comes around here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just they're very passionate about him.
Yeah.
In that area. Right? Just like in Jersey and Pine Barrens is very passionate about the Jersey Devil. He's a very localized cryptid. Well, at least started off as a very localized cryptid. Now they've seen him. Well, people claim to have seen him all over the place.
Right.
But uniqueness, there's not much like him.
True.
And he is one of those rare cryptids that have moved into stardom. Sure. He's like a pop culture icon.
Yes, now, yes. He's one of the ones that you think of when you think of cryptids.
Yeah, when you think of cryptids,
Mothman.
Mothman, Bigfoot, Jersey Devil, things like that.
Yep.
Mothman comes up in that the top 5 category, right up there next to the Wampanoag. But
we will be covering the Wampanoag at some point.
Yes, yeah, it's a very real cryptid, terrifying. But he's very unique. I don't know many cryptids that are like him, but it's on the other hand of that though, it's something that has been seen and not been able to be described very well. So you got to take some points away for that because it's how unique can a mysteriously tall thing with red eyes be?
Fair.
So I don't know. I'd give it a 3.5 just because I like the uniqueness for the localized area and how much people have been developed a culture on him, which is pretty cool. But the fact that he doesn't have any really defining traits that we know of doesn't really make him too unique as a cryptid.
Okay. See, honestly, I was thinking about that in the opposite way because he's so undefined. What we do know about him makes him so different than anything else. But what you said about him being similar to the Jersey Devil for the culture, it does kind of knock him down a peg in my mind.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna give him I gotta give him a high rating still. I think I'm gonna give him 4.5. I think he's pretty different, man. He's out there.
Yeah, I mean you are wearing a Mothman shirt, so you're
Damn
a big
fucking
fan.
right.
I know you're a big fan.
Damn right.
So, I'll let you slide on this one.
All right, and do you think he can exist? Where is the rating for that?
Okay, I actually give him more. What's the word? More value in that sense, based on the idea that people have not been able to describe him well, but have been able to see this thing.
Right.
You know, like they haven't. People have not come out and said that he's, you know. Yeah, no, he eats snails and you know, likes to, you know, punch kids or you know, like they've kept it very vague. Like, we have no idea what this thing is out here.
Right.
And he was only extremely active for like a year.
Yeah.
You know. So in that sense, yeah, no, could there have been something Mothman-like in the 60s that existed for that time period that was, you know, out there doing weird shit? Yeah, 100%. There definitely could have been something out there. I think it's very likely that there has been something Mothman-esque, you know, in that area. Do I think he's still around? I don't know. I don't know if he's still... If the same Mothman's still around. If there's other things that might look like Mothman that are still around. That's my phone.
Wow, I was like, what the fuck? You don't have a doorbell?
No, I do think there's a very high probability that people were seeing the same creature in the woods for a year straight at least.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give that I'm going to give this a high one. I'm going to say 4.75.
All right.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on that. The vagueness... the fact that he was only active primarily for a year.
Yeah, from 66 to 67.
There's all this little sporadic pops of him every once in a while. That does give maybe some merit to... There might be more than one.
Yeah.
But like the main... Like maybe he was dad and there's all these little babies around. And that's why they're all over the place. Maybe it's just him and he's just like... going crazy everywhere.
Yeah.
But... there are no hoaxes. Nobody has come out with like, I got a Mothman feather.
Yeah,
or no one's like found Mothman scales or like any of that like.
I caught the Mothman.
Right. There's no like, nobody's like, I've got Mothman in a box. He was trying to eat my lamps. Like, nobody's coming out and like faking it. Like there was Jersey Devil hoaxes and people claim to have caught squonks and have them disappear on them. Like no one has tried to anything other than document him.
Yeah.
So that comes out like, you know, maybe it's just a really rare giant bird thing, like
that was around for that period of time.
And it's extinct or thought. Maybe it's something else. Maybe who knows? It was a big fucking owl.
Yeah.
Who knows, dude? But I think there's a lot of merit that there's a possibility that Mothman or whatever people think is Mothman, is probably something.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a straight 4 3/4. I think just like you, man. I can't bring myself to give it a full 5 because
well, I would only give something a full 5 if I'm positive this is real.
Yeah,
you know?
I've touched it.
Yeah, I've touched it. They have proven this, like, you know. But
so that gives this thing so far our highest rating.
Yeah.
At 4 1/4.
Yeah.
He's beating the Jersey Devil and he's beating the Squonk.
You know what's cool about cryptids that I like? They start off as these, you know, these terrifying sightings that people see, and then we just develop cultures around them.
Yeah.
And we develop them into these creatures, which also kind of hurts. It kind of hurts the cryptid sightings too, because there's so many people that go around and say, like, "Oh, I saw the Jersey Devil, I saw the Mothman," and you know. It's very easy to lie about seeing these things.
Right.
Because there's not much factual proof,
right.
You know, about their existence.
Right. You also have there's this wild flip of like, this thing was terrifying when people were seeing it. And now everyone's like, let's go hunt for it. I want to go find the Mothman.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, so I'm sure this first time somebody like reported seeing the Jersey Devil, everyone was terrified. Yeah. And now people are going to the Pine Barrens to try and find this thing. Yeah. The first time anybody said anything about Bigfoot, they were like, ah. And now everyone's like, you know, hunting for Bigfoot.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you something. Living in the woods, if you go out into the woods looking for creepy shit, you're gonna find creepy shit. 100%. You're 100% gonna. Are you gonna know exactly what it is? No, but you're gonna find creepy shit because you're in the woods. And guess what? There's creepy shit happening in the woods.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember, dude. You don't even have to be deep in the woods. Like I live almost in suburbia.
Yeah.
Like we were close to it. Not quite, but it's enough that it's the developed rural area, right?
Yeah.
And even in the woods behind my house as a kid, I remember there was like a section of the woods that we would play in because it was like surrounded on 3 sides by housing, like complex stuff, right?
Yeah.
So all the kids would like meet up in the middle there and we'd all play, build forts and stick fights and whatever. And then you could follow a path into deeper into the woods, and that was like the woods. And everyone was like afraid to go in there because it was like, I don't know if I'm going to find my way home. But I remember being a kid, none of my friends could come out and play, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going on an adventure, right? I'm like 11 years old. I've got my favorite toy stick sword thing, and I am just wandering through these woods, like following a deer path.
Yeah.
And I remember getting deep into it. I thought it was deep. Going in there now, I'm like, wow, I can still see my house. Yeah. But getting far enough into the woods that, like, I was in unmanned territory. I had no idea where I was. And there was this weird, like, teepee structure thing built out of, like, reeds and sticks and pine needles and stuff with, like, it almost looked like somebody built, like, a makeshift altar. It was, like, a paint bucket flipped over and, like, a garden gargoyle in the middle. And it was just kind of, like, eerie.
Yeah.
And of course, that might have just been some kid, like, fucking around and building something for fun. But, like, it just was such a weird place and a weird thing that, like, as a kid, I'm just like, I don't feel like I should be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if that's what I'm finding behind my house in almost suburbia, imagine what you're seeing in the middle of fucking Bumblefuck,
No, it's the areas that we live in, too. Because, like, this northeastern, like, woodland area that we're in like, the middle of the Appalachian Mountains is, like... Not only was it like a big hub for like the Civil War and the Revolutionary War, but the amount of crap they just abandoned out here is amazing. You know, like you don't know how many times I go out walking through the woods and I just find cars from the 50s. Yeah, like 2 miles into the forest. Yeah, and it's just a road that used to be there that's not there anymore. Yeah, because they just decided, no more.
All of the what do you call it? The perimeter, like land marker walls that are all over the woods here. All those little stone walls, those aren't natural. Those were those people's property lines. You know what I mean? And you're going on a hike way into the middle of the woods, and you're finding those. Like, people lived there where we're now going through a nature trail. You know what I mean? Like, there's stuff everywhere.
If I remember the high school I went to find the high school, and there was like a big trail through the woods that went like a couple like miles till you got to the highway. Yeah. And I used to walk that, and you got to a certain spot, and it was just all these cars, like, just in random positions in the woods. Like, just in ditches, there's tires flipped over and stuff. What? Yeah, it's really... I'm going to bring you there. Yeah, we got to go. It's really wild.
Or even on, 15? There's the Cast Iron Forest. Yeah. So there's a spot on Route 15. I think it's technically Sparta. If not Sparta, it's Hopakong. Yeah. And it's just, like, up on a cliff. People just hung a bunch of skillets, pots, and pans for no reason, and nobody knows why. Yeah. And they're still there. Like, no one's got to take them down. They're just hanging there. You can even see it from the road in, like, the fall and winter months when there's no foliage. They're just there. You know what I mean? Like, it's a creepy area. And there's a lot of, like, witchcraft stuff up here. Like, we're close enough to the Salem witch trials that they trickle to us. You know, there's a lot of, like, old Native American magic in this land. A lot of Native American blood in this land. Yeah. Like... there goes my light.
Yeah, you can just walk around and find artifacts here. I was finding heads and fossils down by the river. Yeah. It's definitely quite an experience to live here.
Yeah. That does give more merit to the cryptids of the Northeast. I will say that much. Anything up here in Appalachia, does have that extra spark that is like, it kind of like, we do live in a weird area. World up here. You know what I mean? And it's not the same as, like, okay, there's Florida cryptids, I'm sure, and Georgia cryptids, I'm sure, and Alabama cryptids, I'm sure. We're going to get to all of them. But, like, you also have Florida Man. You know what I mean? Yeah. And when you have Florida Man coming around telling you that they say, yeah, exactly. The Appalachian Mountains are older than everything in this area. So, like... yeah. But, like, again, when you have Florida Man coming to you saying, I saw a giant snake with legs, and it had a turtle shell, and it breathed fire, you're like, okay, you're also on meth and have 3 teeth. Yeah. I don't know if I believe you. Or, like, Californians, too. Like, if there's any cryptids in San Diego, like, that guy was just high. Like, it's really hard to believe that. But then you get up in here, where shit's weird
Yeah.
all the time.
Everything's weird all the time. People are like, I don't know what that was. And
Right.
you hear like a weird scream in the middle of the night. And everyone's like, oh, that's a normal occurrence here.
Yeah,
You
we're
know,
just used to that.
Yeah.
Could
no,
it be a
it's-
fox? Could it be the Mothman?
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it's
Yeah.
something even worse.
All I know is don't go outside.
Yep.
But if you're me, I go outside and look.
We've got Clinton Road.
Yeah.
30 minutes from this area. You know what I mean? Like,
it's cool because we grew up doing spooky shit. Like,
yeah,
I
it's
lived
like
in-
normal to us.
Yeah, when I lived in Franklin, we used to break into the abandoned mines.
Oh, yeah.
Franklin mines there.
Yeah.
You know, and go exploring there. Mines they just sealed off.
And that's another thing too. We're such a big, all of the Appalachian area is such a
Yeah.
big mining industry area. So there's so many like
coal mines,
zinc
and
mines.
they're all just abandoned.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me.
There's a handful of them that are still active. Like
Yeah.
I think there's one in Rockaway, area that's still an active mine, and there's, but still like, you know, like think Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like the dwarves mined too deep and they pulled out a Balrog.
Yeah.
So just imagine what maybe they're finding in our areas that like,
Yeah.
you know, they dug a little bit too deep and something that was not supposed to come out came out. And surprise, now we've got the Mothman, Bigfoot, and the Jersey Devil fucking everybody
all
up.
in the
You know what I
same
mean?
area. Yeah.
So like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. We're just like, we are in a hub of it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. This is why we do what we do. This is why this is why Chris and I go hunt for ghosts, and why Charlie and I talk about cryptids. We talk about coffins. Take it for a ride.
Talk about carpets.
But this is why we do what we do, because we are in such a vibrant area for it. Like this is awesome, and there's so much throughout the country, so much throughout the world, dude. So we got to make it to Mothman Fest. So if you want to send us to Mothman Fest, you can subscribe to the podcast.
Yes.
And for what is it, $10 a month?
I think so. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but it's a monthly fee.
Yeah.
And it goes to us, and then you don't have to watch the ads. You just get to see our cool "Be Right Back" graphic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that will help fund a trip to Mothman Fest.
Or
next
if
September.
you're watching on TikTok, you can switch over to Twitch.
Yes, if you're watching on TikTok right now, fuck you. I mean, you're great, but you should be watching us on Twitch.
But if you watch us on Twitch, it would help. It helps us more. We get more monetary value out of this.
Yeah.
So
we're being those guys and asking for money.
Yeah. Give
but
us
yeah,
fucking money.
But yeah, we're totally gonna take a trip down to Mothman Fest next year. I think that's gonna be the one. That's gonna be the beginning of it all. We can go to Squonk Fest too. Yeah, there's Squonk Fest. There's a Rougarou Festival in New Orleans. We can go hang out with the Wolfmen.
There'll be a Wampadoo Festival eventually.
Oh, sure. I'm sure that there's Bigfoot conventions all over the country.
I went to a Bigfoot convention.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I had a great time. I actually met the whole cast from the show Finding Bigfoot.
No shit.
Yeah.
Did you meet the guy? He's actually from Sparta. The guy who does the Shadow of the Big Red Eye.
I don't know.
Or the Shadow of Big Red Eye.
I don't know. I went when I was
Old
12.
Red Eye. Something about the Red Eye Shadow guy.
Yeah.
He lives in Sparta. He's cool. I met him once. We have to have him on the show at some point when we talk about Bigfoot.
Yeah, you were telling me about him.
I think that would be cool.
That'd
so if
be
you're
really
watching
cool.
right now, which I doubt you are, but if you are, come talk come talk with us about Bigfoot. I think it would be so cool.
Yeah.
I think that's it for the Mothman.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot about him, so there's not a lot to talk about.
No.
We're gonna have to go watch Mothman Prophecies now and come back and talk about that.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And Logan told me that there's a Mothman horror movie too that I had no idea about.
There's a Mothman TV series too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Mothman stuff.
All right, so we gotta catch up on Mothman. What? There's so much Mothman
There's so
culture,
much
but there's no
culture,
Mothman
just so little
stuff.
lore.
Oh my
come
god,
on, I wanna
it's
know.
frustrating. People like us need more Mothman lore.
I know. We need to go investigate the Mothman more.
Yeah.
But it's hard to investigate him because he's not really active anymore.
But Mothman, if you're hearing this right now, do something.
Get on the podcast. Come on.
He's gonna come on the
please.
podcast and just go lamp.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're watching this, go do something. Make another bridge collapse or something. But with nobody on it. Like do it when there's now when no one's driving.
Yeah.
Maybe. What is it? 9:15? Yeah, do it in 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours from now.
Give us more stuff to talk about. We would appreciate it. But yeah, I think this is where we're gonna sign off for the night.
Yeah.
Thank you guys all for hanging out with us. We will be back next week.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week, same time, 8:30, and we will be talking about another awesome cryptid that you will have to wait until next week to find out about.
Yeah.
So
be fun and spooky.
we'll see you guys in a week.
Peace out, everybody.